For years, we've been told that a cup of herbal tea before bed is the ultimate healthy ritual, the kind of small choice that guarantees better sleep, calmer nerves, and a fresh start the next morning. But there's a detail almost nobody reads on the label, and it matters for your vitality as an adult. Many sleep, detox, and throat comfort blends include licorice root. It sounds gentle, it tastes pleasant, and it's marketed as natural. Yet in adult men seeking steady energy, good morning drive, and stable confidence, licorice root is one of the most overlooked bedtime mistakes. If you've been faithfully drinking a bedtime tea that lists licorice among its ingredients, tonight might be the perfect night to change course. In this conversation, I'll explain, in clear and practical language, what licorice root does inside your body, why drinking it before sleep is the worst timing for testosterone, how to spot it on a label, what to drink instead, and how a few simple evening and daytime habits can restore the foundation for healthy hormones, better circulation, and reliable vitality in the years that matter most. Let's start with the big picture. Testosterone is not only about muscle or performance in the gym. In adult life, it supports steady motivation, body composition, circulation, red blood cell production, bone strength, and the sense of drive that helps you lead your day and bring your best to your relationships. Levels naturally fluctuate across the day, and sleep is one of the key moments when your system orchestrates pulses that set the tone for the next 24 hours. When sleep quality drops, when nighttime blood pressure runs high, when your body is fighting fluid retention or dealing with a compound that interferes with hormone pathways, you wake up feeling a half step behind. If that pattern repeats for weeks, it becomes your new normal. Many people try to solve it by drinking more coffee in the morning or by adding supplements without checking the simplest lever of all, the small decisions before bed. Now, licorice root. What is it really? It comes from the root of a plant long used for flavor and folk remedies. In the ingredient list, it may appear as licorice root, licorice, glycyrrhizin glabra, or simply natural sweet root. The main active compound is glycyrrhizin. That compound isn't just a flavor note, it behaves like a signal inside you. It can reduce the activity of an enzyme that normally protects your tissues from overstimulation by stress hormones. When that protective brake is weakened, your body experiences a kind of pseudo-stress hormone effect. Sodium retention, fluid shifts, and a tendency toward higher blood pressure in susceptible people. At the same time, licorice can interfere with steps in the body's own hormone-making pathways related to androgens. In plain language, it nudges your system away from the hormonal environment that feels energized, lean, and confident. The timing matters. Bedtime is when you want the stage set for deep, stable sleep, with low nighttime blood pressure, calm nerves, and a smooth hormonal orchestra. Testosterone secretion aligns with sleep architecture. You need consolidated sleep with enough deep cycles to support healthy morning levels. A drink that quietly raises your nighttime stress-like tone or interferes with androgen pathways works against that plan. Think of it as dimming the morning lights before the show even begins. You may still sleep, but the restorative signature is weaker and the morning engine turns over more slowly. People often ask, if licorice is so common in wellness blends, how can it be that problematic? The answer is dosage and repetition. A single cup for a few nights probably won't define your life. The issue is a habit, every evening for weeks or months, sometimes in multiple blends because licorice hides in sleep, detox, immune, and comfort teas. You might also encounter it in herbal lozenges, tonics, and drinks sweetened naturally with licorice extract. Over time, the signal adds up. It's the same principle that helps you make progress with gentle, consistent exercise. Small inputs, repeated, shape outcomes. Here, the repeated input is in the wrong direction for adult testosterone and nighttime balance. There's another practical concern. Licorice can raise water retention, which means more nighttime bathroom trips for some people. Even one wake up at the wrong time can disrupt the deep sleep window that supports hormonal balance. If your mornings feel sluggish and you wake to urinate after bedtime tea, the solution may be as simple as changing what's in your cup. How do you protect yourself? Step 1 is labeling literacy. Before you put any evening blend in your cart, scan the ingredient list slowly. Look for licorice root, glycyrrhizin, or natural sweet root. If you see it, treat that tea as a daytime option at most, not as a nightly sleep drink. Also know that proprietary blend can hide licorice. Many brands list individual herbs after the blend name, and licorice is often there for sweetness and mouthfeel. If the label is vague, choose a brand that names each herb clearly. Step 2 is understanding your goals. If you are an adult who wants stable morning energy, an easier time maintaining muscle, a calmer waistline, and steady confidence, your evening ritual should never push against nighttime recovery. The best night drink is one that settles your system without tugging on hormones or blood pressure. The right choice is gentle, evidence-informed, and repeatable. So, what should you drink instead? If your goal is to wind down without derailing testosterone, consider a rotation of calming, neutral options. Chamomile is the classic for a reason. It doesn't push your body in an androgen-opposing direction. Lemon balm is another gentle herb that supports relaxation without the hormonal baggage. Passion flower tea can be soothing for the mind after a long day. If you enjoy a richer flavor, a small cup of warm water with a teaspoon of pure cocoa powder earlier in the evening provides flavanols that support vascular function. Just keep it at least 3 hours before bed and skip added sugar. If you prefer a supplement-style approach, plain magnesium glycinate mixed in warm water is a simple way to support relaxation for many people. Use an amount that sits well with your digestion and discuss it with your professional if you take medications. The guiding idea is simple. Relax the system, don't confuse it. Now let's connect the dots with practical, hormone-friendly evening habits. Your body keeps score on patterns. A reliable bedtime recipe teaches your nervous system that night is for recovery and hormone orchestration. Dim your lights an hour before bed. Bright light at night suppresses the very hormones that set you up for morning energy. Keep your room a little cooler. A drop in temperature signals the brain to deepen sleep. Close the kitchen 2 to 3 hours before bedtime so your body isn't juggling digestion and repair at the same time. If dinner is your main meal, take a 10-minute walk within 20 minutes of finishing. That small ritual helps your blood sugar land softly and protects the quality of your sleep. When you sit down to your night drink, choose a tea without licorice and give it a consistent place in your routine so your mind recognizes the cue. Now we slow down. Breathing is the quiet amplifier. 5 minutes of slow, even breathing helps you shift out of the day's fight or flight mode. Inhale gently, exhale a little longer than your inhale, and let your shoulders drop. It's nothing mystical. It's a mechanical message to your heart and brain that you are safe. A safe nervous system is fertile ground for recovery, circulation, and hormone balance. When your brain gets that message night after night, morning vitality stops feeling like a coin toss. People sometimes push back and say, "I've always had a glass of red wine at night for my heart. Isn't that healthy?" Alcohol before bed is a separate conversation, and the short answer is no if your target is hormone quality and deep sleep. Even small amounts fragment sleep architecture, reduce REM density, and can lower morning drive. If you enjoy wine, place it with an early meal on special occasions, not as a nightly sleep tool. Even then, hydration and a short walk help you land the evening well. This isn't about perfection. It's about removing friction from your system so the levers you can control, sleep, light, movement, and your cup, work for you. Let's bring this home with a simple 7-day reset. For 1 week, remove licorice-containing drinks and candies from your evenings. Replace your bedtime tea with chamomile or lemon balm. Dim screens and lights in the last hour, and take a slow 10-minute walk after dinner. Keep your room a little cooler. Breathe slowly for 5 minutes before you lie down. In the morning, step into daylight within an hour of waking to set your body clock. That's it. Don't add 5 new supplements. Don't double your training. Just clear the nighttime obstacles and let your system show you what it can do. Most people notice two changes first. They wake up feeling more there, and the first hours of the day feel less uphill. Over the next weeks, steadier energy becomes easier to sustain with regular meals, a bit of strength work, and short walks after eating. When that foundation is steady, intimate health and confidence tend to rise with it, because the same biology that supports muscle and mood supports circulation and presence. Speaking of strength, adult bodies respond beautifully to simple, consistent training. 2 or 3 short sessions per week are enough to send a powerful signal. Think of movements that use large muscle groups: squats to a chair, presses against a wall, rows with a band, loaded carries with light weights. You don't need to chase exhaustion. You need to ask your muscles to participate in your life. Muscle tissue is metabolically active. It helps you manage blood sugar. It protects joints, and it tells your brain a story about capability. That story spills over into how you stand, how you breathe, and how you approach connection. A body that moves with confidence is a body that invites confidence in relationships. Nutrition supports that story. Aim for adequate protein across the day. Lean meats, eggs, legumes if you tolerate them well. Fish a couple of times per week. Include colorful plants for antioxidants that support the lining of your blood vessels. Use olive oil and nuts for healthy fats that help you feel satisfied. Keep added sugar low and treat it as a rare accessory, not a fixture. None of this is about restriction. It's about teaching your metabolism to cruise steadily, not to slam the brakes and hit the gas. Steady energy supports better choices in the evening, and better evenings restore your mornings. Hydration matters too. Dehydration raises the friction in your system. You feel it as tension, headaches, and poor focus. Drink water through the day and ease up in the last hour before bed so you don't wake at night. If you crave flavor in the evening, try a slice of lemon or a fresh mint leaf in warm water rather than a complex herbal blend. Keep it simple so the message to your body stays simple. Let me offer a few stories to make this real. A 56-year-old listener wrote that he had been drinking a popular sleepy tea every evening for months and waking up in the night to use the bathroom. He felt foggy in the morning and couldn't figure out why his training felt flat despite doing everything right. We looked at his label together. The first listed herb after proprietary blend was licorice. He replaced it with chamomile, moved his night drink to 60 minutes before sleep, dimmed lights, and added a 10-minute walk after dinner. 2 weeks later, he reported fewer night awakenings, warmer hands in the morning, and a feeling he hadn't noticed in years. He woke up ready to use his day, rather than negotiate with it. Nothing exotic, just removing the wrong signal. Another listener in his early 60s swapped his after-dinner red wine for sparkling water with lime on weekdays and kept wine for Saturday lunch with friends. He wrote that he didn't realize how much alcohol was fragmenting his sleep until he experienced deeper nights. Dropping the wine at night and skipping licorice in his tea removed 2 opposing forces. The next month, he found it easier to maintain a relaxed waistline, and his afternoon walks felt lighter. Again, simplicity won. A third story comes from a couple in their late 50s who wanted better evenings together without turning their routine upside down. They decided to walk side by side for 10 minutes after dinner with no phones, then share a cup of lemon balm tea at home. They turned off overhead lights and used a single floor lamp. Within 10 days, they both described calmer sleep and brighter mornings. Their note ended like this: "We stopped waiting for a miracle. We just changed our cup and our light." That's the heart of this message. You don't need a reinvention. You need to remove one contradiction and let your biology do the rest. It's worth addressing a few doubts. Some people worry that all mint is risky for male vitality because of what they've heard about spearmint and androgens. The research there is more relevant to women with specific conditions, and the amounts used are not identical to a single evening cup. If you're concerned, choose chamomile, lemon balm, or passion flower as your anchor, and keep mint as a flavor accent rather than the main herb. Others ask about dairy at night. A small amount may feel soothing for some. For others, it leads to congestion or reflux that disturbs sleep. The test is simple. Track your nights and your mornings honestly. If something helps you sleep deeply and wake restored, keep it. If it disturbs your night or your digestion, replace it. What about detox teas? Most of those blends are marketing wrapped around laxatives, diuretics, or herbs that stimulate in ways you don't want before bed. Your body detoxifies every day through your liver, kidneys, lungs, skin, and gut. It needs sleep, hydration, and fiber, not a nightly stimulant. When in doubt, buy single herb teas you recognize or blends with clear labels and gentle reputations. Your nighttime ritual is sacred terrain. Guard it. There's one more lever that rarely gets credit: morning light. Within an hour of waking, step outside for a few minutes. Even on cloudy days, outdoor light sets your internal clock and signals the brain to anchor your day. That anchor rebounds at night as easier sleep onset and better rhythm. When your clock is steady, your hormones follow a more predictable pattern. Predictability is part of confidence. Your body loves routine. As you apply these ideas, keep your language simple. Instead of thinking, "I'm fixing my hormones," think, "I'm clearing friction." You are removing a drink that sends mixed messages at the exact hours you want clarity. You are choosing a tea that says to your brain and vessels, "It's safe now." You are giving yourself the chance to wake ready. That readiness will show up in your posture, your tone of voice, your patience, and yes, in your intimate health, because presence and circulation thrive in the same internal weather. Keep your expectations grounded. The first day you change your tea, you may not feel fireworks. The first week, you might simply notice fewer night awakenings and a smoother mood in the morning. Over a month, you may find it easier to commit to short strength sessions and evening walks because you're not dragging. That consistency is precisely what supports adult vitality. Hormones respond to patterns. Offer the right pattern, and they often respond faster than you expect. If you're on medications or have specific conditions like high blood pressure or kidney disease, stay in communication with your professional. Removing licorice is safe advice in general, but any change that affects fluid and blood pressure deserves attention when you have a medical plan. The goal is to harmonize your habits with your care, not to improvise around it. Let's finish with a crisp summary you can remember tonight. The healthy drink that undermines your testosterone when you take it before bed is licorice-containing tea. It's common, it's natural, and it's not your friend at night. Read labels, avoid licorice after dinner, and keep your bedtime cup gentle and clean: chamomile, lemon balm, or passion flower. Dim lights. Take a 10-minute walk after your last meal. Breathe slowly for 5 minutes. Keep your room cool. Step into daylight in the morning. Lift something a few times a week. Eat real food with enough protein and colorful plants. Drink water. Let simple, repeatable signals set your biology back to the rhythm that gives you steady energy, better circulation, and confidence you can feel. If this helped you see your night routine with fresh eyes, make the swap this evening and watch what happens over the next 2 weeks. Share your results with someone who needs a straightforward plan. Subscribe for more clear, practical guidance on adult well-being, longevity, and intimate health. Your body still remembers how to feel strong and ready. Give it the chance, with the right cup at the right time.